Okay. Oh, it says I am live, and apparently I am. So, yay. I love it when tech works because it doesn't always. I'm just going to put the everyone tag on here so you all know I'm here. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome, and thank you for joining me. For those of you that are here live, Facebook has changed their interface again, and I see somebody's here. I see a few people are joining me. Hi, Barb. Nice to see you. Guys, let me know who's here. Say hi. I'm looking down at my phone because that's the only place that I actually get to see the engagement and everything that's going on. So thank you for being here. It's been a minute since I've been going live, but I woke up yesterday and said, this has got to happen. So here we are. And the good news is I'm actually going live today, tomorrow, and Thursday right here in this group because um, I've got important stuff to tell you and I want to help you get more clients, make more sales, increase your revenue in your business this month, this week, this year. Okay. So we're starting out with sorry, let me just look at my notes. I want to make sure I get this all right. This is a 3-day event, and we're going to be diving deep into why your revenue is not exactly where you want it to be. What's holding you back from showing up and having the visibility that you want in your business, and how you can fix that, how you can change that. I'm going to take out fix because there's nothing broken. So as you're coming in, please say hi. Let me know where in the world you're joining me from. How about that? So that I know you're here because I see people are joining me and I'm so glad that you're here. You will see there's a pinned post that has the link to the authority calibration self-assessment. I encourage you all, maybe not right now, but click on that link so you can save that link. If you don't see it and you need it, comment with the word authority and I will get that link to you so that you can take that. And the purpose of this assessment is for you to go inside and really be honest with yourself and talk and share with yourself what it is exactly, where you're at exactly. Now, a lot of people are talking about authority. I don't know about you, but I see a lot of people talking about authority. And I think a lot of people are getting it wrong because authority is not that place where you make a post and 10 people buy from you or 100 people buy from you right away. Authority is not that place where you are the loudest in the room, you are the most vocal, you are jumping up and down and screaming, or people can't get away from you. You're posting 25 times a day. That's not authority. Authority starts from within. And authority is the thing that guides our actions. It guides our posts. It guides our efforts, how we show up. It is an internal barometer that when we align it, when we calibrate it, when we move it, we start seeing different results happening. But it doesn't start from posting more often, choosing other people's words, saying things that you see other people saying. Showing up more often, working 7 days a week, working 12 hours a day. It doesn't start from there. It starts from the inside. It starts from you. And this is what I want to talk to you about because there are so many people that I see these days and in the last couple of years, courses, programs are dead. Nobody's buying those anymore. Facebook doesn't work the way it used to work. There's no reach. People aren't engaging. And if that's an internal story that you actually believe, instead of being curious, or instead of seeing what you could do to change the reality that you're experiencing, if you believe that, that is what you will see. What we focus on expands, right? So I've come to this from the last 2.5 years of my life that I spent very much spiraling. And I'll be 100% honest. Hi, Anne. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. I um I had a concussion 2.5 years ago, and it was undiagnosed. My doctor was rather about it. He didn't really care. He said, if you don't feel any better in a week, come back. And I went home and just sort of sat in this concussion. Now, in a week, I did feel a little bit better, so I didn't go back. I thought I was okay. I didn't know that I wasn't okay. And I'd had a number of concussions in my childhood, so I didn't realize the effect that another concussion could have. And it was quite serious. Last year, I went back to him because I was struggling with depression and all kinds of mental stuff going on. And I'd never really recovered from the concussion. And he said to me, "Oh, yeah, well, you had a really serious concussion back there a while back." And I'm like, "Okay, but why didn't you suggest anything about it?" And it's been challenging. I won't say that it's been pretty, I'll tell you, but it's been I'm now seeing it. I didn't see it then, but it's been a gift because now I see that that concussion opened a floodgates of all of the internal dialogue, all of the statements that were going on in my mind, all the things that were hidden, all the subconscious beliefs, all the old traumas that needed to be looked at, addressed, and dealt with in order for me to evolve to this next version of myself, this next iteration of myself. I needed to grieve the end of my, parenting kids to parenting adults relationship. Haven't had to grieve an empty nest yet. I'm sure that's coming, you know, but it was in all of that that I realized everything that I was seeing on the outside that was happening in my business, in my life, in my family, was a reflection of what was going on in the inside. I couldn't see it in the moment. I saw it afterwards. And so I'm hoping that some of sharing this, some of building out these pieces around authority, the authority calibration, self-assessment, I'm hoping that some of those pieces will help you see what is stopping you from hitting your goals, from getting where you want to without having to go through such a painful experience. So if this is resonating, let me know. I'm going to have a quick sip of water. So, it's a challenging thing because at the time I couldn't say, "Oh, it's a gift," but now I look at it and go, "Oh, it helped me get to where I am." Maybe a gift is a bit of a, I don't know, maybe it's not the right word, but it's helped me get to where I am. And I want to share with you. So I'm on doing this on Zoom because I want to share my screen. I want to share this through this exploration, through this experience. I've really looked at what is authority. I want to make sure. Can you guys let me know that you can see my screen when it comes up? I wanted to make sure that I was getting something of value out of it. I learned this years ago that if you could take any terrible experience and turn it into a learning experience, an evolution, as Ann and I were talking about this in the six-figure success mentorship, an evolution of yourself, of your business. If you could turn every terrible experience into something that helped you move closer to your ultimate self, then it wasn't a terrible experience. It was maybe terrible in the moment, but it was not, there was a purpose for it, right? And it's up to us to determine to make it a worthwhile experience because otherwise it kind of feels like a defeatist thing. So what does Barb say? Certainly gives you time to reassess how you're living your life and who you are in your business. 100%, Barb. And I know you connect with that as well, for sure. And I mean, boy, I got to spend a lot of time sitting there thinking what I've been doing wasn't working. I mean, I couldn't go live. Going live was a big part of my business previously. I did challenges every week. I could no longer do that because I couldn't find the words. Things weren't coming out the way I wanted it to. Things were not being expressed the way I wanted it to. I was saying literally the wrong words. Sometimes I knew and sometimes I didn't. But as soon as I did, I was like, well, who's going to buy from me? I can't even say the right word. And immediately spiraled, right? So I got to then sit and go, well, if I can't do it the way I have been doing it, what else could I do? What do I want my business to look like? I'm no longer building a business out of a panic and desperation to support my family. So what do I want it to look like? And if supporting my family was a big enough incentive to motivate me to take action when I was uncomfortable and unsure, is supporting myself as big, if not bigger, of a motivator? It should be. It certainly wasn't 2.5 years ago. It is now. So through this, sovereignty has come up for me as a word. What does that mean? How do I embody that? What does that look like? So the 5 levels of sovereign authority, not artificial, fake, loud, boisterous, over the top, the real authority that lives inside of you. So the assessment that's in the pinned post, and if you need the link to the assessment, comment with the word assessment and I will get you the link after we're done here, okay? So the assessment is about helping you determine where you are in this 5 levels of sovereign authority. Now, I mean, we're all, and where you want to be, right? So we're all going to say, I want to be at the sovereign authority level 5. I want to be at that big ultimate position category of 1, where you're recognized as the obvious choice. Your premium clients invest confidently. Your authority supports consistent growth. Sure, we all want to be there. Do we all sit there and we're locked in, we're there every minute of every day? Probably not. Again, going back to the conversation with Anne, it's about evolution, right? So some days we sit in that and then we might dip down. So it always is moving. And we get to look at what's impacting it today. Why am I feeling off? Why am I not showing up the way I want to? Why am I resisting creating this post? Where am I holding myself back? And what can I do about it? So yes, we all want to be at level 5. But honestly, if we could get to level 3 and 4, you will see an impact in your business because you will show up differently, right? Yesterday, I did a post on my profile, having a conversation with my kids. They say there are no ethical billionaires. Can you name any? I have thought about this post for 6 months, but I was afraid to post it. I don't know why. I just, every time I went to think about posting it, there was resistance. And so I didn't post it. Yesterday I posted it. That thing's got 110 comments on it. Oh, wow, what a hot button. So what if you could just, yesterday I was able to post it because instead of thinking people would judge me, instead of thinking people would say, whatever, call me out, instead of expecting this terrible result, I got curious. And there are people that are disagreeing. I didn't take a position, but there are still people saying, of course there are. And I'm not threatened by that because my sovereign authority is activated right now. Okay? So when we're thinking about our authority and the assessment is going to help you determine where you're at, please be honest. Okay? The assessment will save your answers, so I will see your answers. Please know that you're safe with me. I will not betray anything that you tell me in the assessment. Okay? I won't betray any of that. It will help me understand where my audience is so that I can build better programs, courses, services to serve you and help you move to level 5. Okay? So level 1, the hidden authority. And I've been there probably a lot in the last 2.5 years where I would say, why didn't I make any sales today? And then when I started getting honest, I'd go, well, you didn't make any offers. And why didn't I make any offers? Because I didn't know what to say anymore. I felt like what I was saying wasn't connecting with anybody. I was afraid. None of this has to make sense. Okay? None of this has to make sense to anybody, even you. I was afraid. What the hell was I afraid of? I've been in my business. I've been growing my business since 2010. The hell did I have to be afraid of? But I was afraid. Didn't matter. The why didn't matter. Didn't need to make sense. Okay? When you're hidden, you have this great expertise. And I know all of you do. But the market doesn't fully see your value yet. And that's probably got a lot to do with the fact that you still don't see your value 100%. And again, you won't see it 100% of the time. It's not possible. We are always evolving. We're always fluctuating. We're always moving. Okay. But if you are struggling with creating content, if you're writing something out and then deleting it or editing it 25 times or saying, I'm going to wait until tomorrow and I'll sleep on it, and you're second guessing, you are holding back your amazing expertise. And it's only because right now you are not feeling the authority that you actually have, probably because of past traumas, past stories, limiting beliefs, subconscious thinking, all those things. We all have those things. And we don't always know what they are. Okay. And that's okay. We don't always need to know what they are. Right? When we start feeling our authority internally, the why doesn't matter as much anymore. We can take action without knowing the reasons why we weren't taking action yesterday. Okay. So what that looks like though is your positioning is unclear or very diluted. You sound like everybody else. You're using words from other people. You're just regurgitating what other people are saying. You're looking at maybe one of your mentors and their copy seems to really resonate. So you borrow from it. Premium clients overlook you. They move past you. They don't even notice. This is when your authority is hidden. This is when you are not showing up in your full self. And I'll be honest, probably a year and a half of the last 2.5 years, I've been in this. I was probably in this at the beginning of my business too. I will probably be in it again. Okay. I think when we are in this place, this is probably one of the places where we are doing the deepest work on ourselves, if we're honest with ourselves, if we're being honest with ourselves. Okay. We can sit in that and not do any work and not have it help us in any way. And then we just stay in it. It's okay to be in it. It's okay to still feel safe while you're in it. It's okay to love yourself while you're in it. It's okay to say, you know what, I can't do this today and walk away from it, even if you need the money, even if you need a client, even if you only have $20 in the bank. It's okay to say, I can't put this out today. And then go for a walk, change your energy, go for a walk, do something else. Jump up and down, dance to some music, put on an Irish jig, whatever it is. There's nothing wrong with being at level 1. As the hidden authority, this is where your deepest work is going to be sitting. Okay. So embrace it. I promise you, the more you embrace it, the faster you'll go through it. The more you resist it, the longer it will last because it won't let go of you until you've learned the lesson that you need to learn in this space. Okay. So before we move on, I also want to say you're not necessarily going to go level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom, I'm done. You might go 1 to 3 to 5 to 2 to 4. You're going to leapfrog. You're going to go all over the place. Okay. So these are set up in an order like that, but you may not experience them in that order. So level 2 is the positioned authority. This is where a shift starts happening. You've worked through the things that have made you high, but now high that made you hide. But now you know exactly who you are and what you own in the market, why you can't sound like your mentor, why you need to sound like yourself. Okay. Now you are creating content and you're posting it and you're okay with whatever comes from it. You aren't looking for a result or an effect from that one piece of content because you know your authority is clearly defined. You know that you have a system in place and you're differentiated from the other people in the world. Okay. One post isn't going to mean they're going to see it, but one post is going to mean that you are embodying this higher positioned authority. Okay. And your messaging starts reflecting your true value, right? You stop spending time trying to drag the wrong people into your world, trying to sell to the people who say no, to the people who say, I can't afford you. You stop focusing on them and you start focusing on the people who say yes, even if there's less of the people who say yes, because what you focus on expands. Okay. Then level 3 is the recognized authority. This is again another core shift that needs to happen. Okay. These can happen in a day. So don't think this takes a long time. This can move really, really quickly when you're ready. But what's happening here is that people are starting to take you more seriously. Your content carries more weight. You'll notice different people starting to respond to your content. Not your regular people necessarily, not your mom, not your aunt, not your sister, who are always there to support you but aren't clients, right? Higher level buyers begin engaging with you, with your content, with your presence. They start responding to the authority that they see you projecting. And as I'm going through this, if you have questions, please pop them in the chat. Okay. And don't forget, you cannot just look at this right now and go, oh, I'm there. I want you to take the assessment. So comment with the word assessment, and I will get you the authority calibration self-assessment. Okay. So if you can't see it in the pinned post, write assessment and let's get you through that assessment. Okay. That will help you recognize where you are right now, today, in this moment, on this scale. Then at the end of the assessment, you're going to be invited to book an authority calibration audit with me. Now, this is not a sales call. Okay. But we're going to take where you are right now. We're going to work through, I've got a bunch of questions. I've got a process that I walk you through, and we're going to walk you through that so that you then will see exactly what steps you need to take to get to the next level of authority or 2 steps up. Okay? Not a sales call. If at the end of that you say, how can you help me? I'll tell you, but I'm not coming on telling you that you have to buy this program. I'm going to go walk you through the authority calibration grid that I have, and we will help you get really clear on why you're where you're at, where you want to be, and what you need in order to achieve what you want. Okay, that's after the quiz. Take the quiz, comment assessment, take the assessment, book the call. Let's have that. Let's get you moving on this path. Okay? Because the world needs you. Your people are floating around waiting for you to just show up. So then, level 4, the sought after authority. This is again another core shift that needs to happen. This is where premium clients begin stepping forward naturally. You aren't necessarily chasing them. You aren't messaging them first and starting the conversation. They are starting to reach out to you because the way you show up, the content you create is starting to resonate with them, and they're going, ooh, I need to know more. And they're often messaging you saying, I want what you're offering. How do I sign up? How do I sign up? Because the nurturing has been done by you showing up. Okay. So higher quality conversations are happening, not small talk as much. You're doing less chasing, more attraction. You're increasing the demand for your work. This is where you can then say, oh, I'm going to raise the price. My calendar's full. That's the time to raise your price. Okay. All right, so I see new people here, so please say hi. Let me know where in the world you're located. Comment with the word assessment, and I will get you the authority calibration self-assessment for you to fill out. We're going through the 5 levels of sovereign authority, okay? So level 5, where we all aspire to be and where we will be, everybody can get there in moments, days, there'll be time, but you will never be there from now until the end of time. Okay. It's going to fluctuate. Things impact how we feel each day, right? Maybe we went out for dinner and your partner said something about the dress that you were wearing. Maybe we went for a walk and somebody made a comment. Maybe your dog got ill. Maybe there was things that came up. Maybe there was an unexpected bill that came and it kind of took the wind out of your sails. There's always something new to work on that will bump us down on the authority scale, and that's okay. Because as long as we keep thinking, as long as we keep internally doing the work, we're going to keep rising. We're going to come back. Okay. So, level 5, the sovereign authority that we all aspire to. This is the ultimate position. We are now seen as a category of one. You are recognized as the obvious choice. People say, who can help me with my money mindset? Who can help me with my investments? Who can help me write a book? And people say, your name. Who can help me create an event that sells my high ticket offer? And people say, your name. People tag you in posts. People recommend you. Okay. You are the obvious choice. You are known. You are seen. All right. Premium clients invest confidently. You raise your prices and you don't choke on that new price. How about that? And when you say the new price, people say, here's my credit card, without asking for payment plans or hesitating, or I have to think about it, because they're in. And your authority supports consistent growth for yourself, for your clients, for your audience. Okay. This is what we are working on. And this is what I mean when I talk about authority positioning. It is not about how often you post, how loudly you post, how often you go live, how many people, how many conversations you have going on the DMs, or how full your calendar is with sales calls. It's not about that. It is about how you walk into the room. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Let me know if you have any questions about that. I want each day to stay about 30 minutes. So we're right about there right now. I don't want to take up a ton of your time because I know you have a lot going on. So today is all about defining your authority. Where are you right now and where do you want to be? Okay. You want to do the assessment. So if you cannot see the assessment, please comment with the words assessment. This is about extracting this information for you so that you know exactly where you are. Comment assessment so that you can do the assessment. Now, tomorrow, sorry, I'm looking through my notes. Tomorrow, we are coming back together for day 2, and this is all about activation. This is all about taking you where you are right now and building your authority position. Okay. This is about getting yourself very clear about who you help, what you do, why you. This is going to elevate your authority positioning by having you get so clear about your value, about your mission, that you are going to be unwavering in how you show up and talk about it so that now people can start really recognizing you. Okay. This is the activation. Today is about the extraction. Tomorrow is about the activation. And Thursday at noon, we're going to get together and it's all about ascension, turning your authority into clients. Okay. So make sure you comment assessment. I'll get you the link, or you can click on the link in the pinned post and take that assessment. Do it before tomorrow, because come tomorrow knowing where you're at. If you're open to being honest and sharing, I will absolutely help you. Take the assessment, book the audit with me, and let's get you moving through this wherever you're at. Okay. There's no judgment. There's no wrong here. You can always improve whatever situation you're in. It just requires you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for staying on. I hope this was helpful. Leave me some comments in the chat. If you're watching on replay, just comment #replay so that I know that you're here. I definitely still want to connect with you. I know that we are an international group and you're not going to always be able to be on at the time that I pick. So if you're watching on replay, please let me know. Let me know where in the world you're watching. I want to connect with you. I want to know more about you. And thank you for being here. I'll see you tomorrow at 12 noon, and we're going to talk about how to activate yourself where you are today, because you don't have to do the work and get to level 4 in order to start changing. You know what's going to change and move you from what level you're at today to the level you want to be at to level 5? You know what the key is? Action. So come tomorrow and let's get you activated. All right. Thanks for being here. I'm so great, group, and I will see you tomorrow.